What's up, guys? Doing my thing. Father's talking to me. Had a really weird dream. He showed like two people who are married. Then he showed a shed. He showed that the man had a book and he was writing, and they were going around in their inventory, and inside the shed had a whole bunch of nice, pleasant things. They were like cakes and cupcakes, and they looked good. The symbolism was, obviously, I learned that those were all stashed for entertainment to look the part. He was like that the man was writing down their budget, that everything was in order, but they couldn't afford their lifestyle. God was like, that it looks like you're organized, but it's like you're stashing away things for that moment. You know how people don't know how to honestly act when they get a promotion and more money? They start thinking and planning all of this new stuff and material things, but they don't realize God sees ahead. And he's like, he been talking to me about like get back to the basics. I'm like, I'm in basics, and the basics isn't for me, because we live in the basics, doing the basics. But he was like that his children are not living the basics, that when they get more money, they start wanting all these possessions, and all these years later, maybe months, you weren't honestly budgeting correctly. You weren't actually being ahead. He called a lot of his children to be ahead. He told them to stop spending their money and learn to have self-control. It was like so much things, and it's like, he's like, now you're stuck with all of these nice, pleasurable possessions hidden just to look the part. But deep down inside, he sees what's going on, and you can't even afford your lifestyle. You got a bunch of piled up stuff, either physically in a storage area, physically stored up in your bedroom, or whatever the heck it is. He's like, he been telling you for so long to look through your stuff and get rid of it. He was like that there is absolutely no excuse, because he positioned many of his daughters to be home to help build the home, the health, the wealth, the business, the family, your marriage. He called us to be that helpmate to help build up, help declutter, all of this stuff. If you are rejecting the help, then you are accountable for that. You are stuck and overwhelmed with so many things because you keep rejecting the help. And it's like, that is what he was showing. Like, it's not matching up. And then he's showing that people are continuing to get ahead. He's like, people are not allowing him to actually do what he does, and people are trying to fix their issue and problem to get ahead, and they lack the patience, and they're all about the sight. They're all about like, nope, I'm going to step ahead. Forgive me, Father, but my situation I'm going through, I'm going to step into what I know best, and I'm going to make it happen. And the thing is, you're making it happen, not realizing when you make it happen yourself, and you do everything yourself, and you're not obedient, and you're not patient when God is not talking but working on your behalf, you're going to hit a dead end. And he was talking about that he's warned so many people and given the heads up that this time he going to be by your side, but this time he going to have you suffer the consequences of getting ahead of him. There's only so many times Dad can sit there and be like, stop, 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 stop. You know what? I'm going to let you get burned a little bit. I'll still be here for you, honey. But it's like, I'm going to let you actually, you're going to have to suffer the consequences of being the head of the father. You're going to wind up being put in a position where it's like, what? That's what I'm shown. Like, what? How did we get here? And then he going to give you a flashback of all the times he said, stop. You got yourself in that mess. Because you're always trying to make it happen and see fit to what you want and don't realize, like, you don't know what the heck you doing. Let's be real. None of us do. We literally need the Father's guidance, and we need to be in one with Him. A covenant. And if you're married, there you go. There's your spouse, the head, and all of this stuff. That's how me and my husband work. It's like, I don't speak unless I get my confirmations, or I don't do nothing until we actually communicate. I do not make it happen on my own anymore until it's like, let's sit down, have that meeting, you know? And it's like, no. If God said to go take care of your health, you know how many times also He's been giving the heads up of people like, to slow down, stop overworking, stop doing so many things that's neglecting your health, be still, be with Him. That means if your meditation should be, maybe go walk on a treadmill. There's your one-on-one with the Father. While you're caring for His temple, it's like He can talk to you clearly. When you're decluttering and organizing, getting rid of all of that piled up crap you stored, He speaks to you. Your mind starts getting empty as you start emptying out the closet. Empty it out. You storing all of this stuff, collecting dust of things that you survived all this time without. The Father has been testing many people for so many years. Will they get rid of the little bit? He will have you get rid of, He will tell you to just get rid of certain things and you'll be rewarded double. But you're so obsessed with just material things, it's like, whatever. That's why a long time ago He had me deliver a prophetic message and the reminder is, your stuff will not save you. I remember He was like, your gluttonous ways won't save you. Everybody's so freaking lacking self-control, thinking that their freaking gluttonous ways is going to save them. But if you notice, mad people hit in poverty because of it. Man, people are getting hit in the health and all of that. It's like Dad's been giving us the heads up to honestly care for ourselves. Yeah, you're not immune to ever, like, you're gonna get sick, but you won't feel defeated and sluggish as much if you just cared for what He told you to care for. It's a loyalty thing. It's a relationship thing. If the man said to get rid of 2 things, will you listen? If he told you to switch the chips for an apple for a moment, you could still enjoy some sweet stuff, but just not as much as you can, because it's like He's giving you that heads up to like make your immune system strong. Then are you listening? There is a lot of people who have been putting the health part under the rug, and they switching it because they just want the wealth. They want to hustle and do all of this stuff. You're working from morning to night and you ain't gaining nothing, but you're deteriorating in your health, in your mind, all of this stuff. And it's like you are not building what He is calling many of His children to build up. Instead, you are tearing down, and He was like that your possessions are getting taken. Everything that you idolized and got comfortable with have been taken, and they will continue to get taken. Be still, sit still, and just give Him the time. He gave you all of this stuff, and you're refusing to give Him the time. Get rid of all of your cluttered. He's trying to get people ready for their new, but they're slowing down their new. Because He's trying to get rid of your old thinking habit. Your possessions won't save you. Your wealth won't save you. And that's all I got. In Jesus' name.